I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim, and we are also available at Third Party on Twitter. You can always check us out there for sure. Yeah, this is a big Friday because we're kind of rounding up a week of being lied to by William Barr, countless stories about a kid that supposedly showed up and was impersonated by a psychotic or some guy, some nutcase. Turns out the kid wasn't the kid. The guy's DNA didn't match the kid. So a lot of lies have been happening. William Barr, it turns out, doesn't have the ability to make an assessment on Donald Trump's obstruction charges or collusion. As our Attorney General, I'm asking him he should recuse himself like Jeff Sessions did. Because William Barr wrote a full 19-page letter to Rod Rosenstein ahead of the investigation claiming that Rod Rosenstein should not investigate obstruction charges, which disqualifies him on this issue, as well as an attempt to stop an investigation into Michael Flynn prior to us finding out Michael Flynn was a Russian agent as our national security advisor. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. A Russian agent having top secrets for 24 days, and then William Barr, the Attorney General, being installed in office to deliver a statement that no obstruction occurred. I'm sorry, but this comes under the heading of a total collusion, not partial collusion, total collusion. All right, let's take a look at what's going on. Trump is continuing to mix up his decision about the border. Last week, he said he was going to definitely close the border. Now he's not going to do it. He's going to give a year's time for Mexico to decide what to do. It's crazy. This is all over the place. Closed caption. Hi, thank you, Lord of Fried, whatever that is. Yeah, I'm on closed caption TV across the globe. You're right, I know. So Trump's visiting the border like it's going to be a big deal. Apparently, he'd used Air Force One to kind of grandstand this thing, pulling the nomination for the ICE director, says he's going to go in a tougher direction. Wait a second, how tough do you want to get? I mean, this guy has a zero tolerance for anybody coming over the border and has lost 4,500 kids that are still missing in the system right now. He won't even talk about that. He won't put a task force together to find those children, their families. He's literally allowing 4,500 kids to be missing. Could have been human trafficked, and now he's saying he's going to get tougher on the border? I mean, come on. He's weakened completely. He doesn't even have the fence built. I would have had it built by now. The container fence idea that I'm proposing actually will work a lot better than anything Trump's slap fence will do. Now, as you know, Trump actually stole the idea from me. The 1,000-mile fence was my idea in 2008. And I don't want to brag, but, you know, I do have kind of a halo over my head. But the reality is, many people are going, wow, Trump hasn't even built a fence, Dave. Whoa! I know. So we've got a very affordable fence up idea now. It's the container fence, and it's solid. You know, it's something that we can do. We shouldn't have a problem with it. We have enough containers to spread the distance, and a 1,000-mile container fence is the way to go. Yeah, in case you didn't know, this idea is constantly it's evolving as our show continues. Okay, are you getting ready to attack me or what? Okay. Here's an example of the container wall. Obviously, it doesn't matter what's on the side of these containers. The important thing is that they're solid. Solid as a rock. Oops. Yeah. Wrong green screen, Dave. Yeah, thank you. Solid as a rock. Yeah, there you go. So that's the 1,000-mile container fence. Total cost is actually less than a billion. A 1,000-mile container fence will cost less than $1 billion. But when it's all assembled and we have motion control systems so that we can detect anybody entering one of these containers, when everything's all hardwired and softwired and Wi-Fi'd and connected, it'll cost $1 billion. The total cost for these containers alone is no more than $530 million. If we buy them at $2,000 a piece, which is the wholesale cost of a container 40 feet long. Too high. Are you too high to do the show? Are you too high to sit there and watch? We have people that smoke marijuana in our show, and they seem to like it. I don't know why. Hopefully you're in a recreational state, but I want to legalize marijuana across the country. I hope you understand that that's another idea that's big for us. Legalization of marijuana is a key to our country's survival economically. I know that sounds kind of odd for me to say that, but yeah, legalization will actually prevent our country from dipping into the retail doldrums where nothing happens. Right now, retail struggles all the time to stay ahead of the costs that are constantly hitting companies like Sears and JCPenney. We have a request for a video because we are a reactive show, interactive and reactive and virtual. I'm going to give you that video that you're requesting. Every single day we get a request for this guy who's called Turtle LA in LA. He's a YouTube star. He has like 500,000 subs. He makes money doing this show.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and did that appease you? His name is LA Turtle, and he's got a big YouTube following because he doesn't say anything. My YouTube following locked in gear. I've got no subscribers in 9 years, ever since they locked my subscription count down. My subscriber count, it's locked in place. Yeah. Interesting. And that guy had 400,000 subscribers in the time I got none. And I've been doing a live show for 9 hours a day for 10 years now. It's telling people direct me to their YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel it picked up one subscriber. Isn't that amazing? We are a true victim of censorship. And I hope you understand that they're trying to stop a third party from growing. I get death threats all the time. We got a death threat from somebody claiming to be a part of the Rothschild group the other day. Yeah, I can't verify that, but I know that they feel that a third party is not something they want. But the American people still believe a third party is what they need. So where's this disconnect? A Gallup poll done here shows that a majority in the U.S. still say a third party is needed. Isn't that interesting? I'm not going to be able to get anywhere on YouTube on the third party site because they're censoring me. And saying something useless on YouTube is not my goal. I don't care about the money. I don't want to be a YouTube AdSense whore. I just want people to know that I'm out there and that the message is alive. Gallup poll showed 57% of Americans say a third major political party is needed. Yet the message cannot get through to these American people because the Rothschilds or whoever is censoring me at the highest level prevents this message from getting out there in the mainstream media. I get no free press whatsoever. Okay, I'm not going to show you the screenshots of that complaint at this time. Sorry. I'm not going to continually fan the flame of fear. It's not my place to do that. Oh my gosh. Astronomers are announcing the groundbreaking results from a black hole observation. We have a black hole in the middle of the universe. Whoa. The European Commission presented a groundbreaking result from their black hole observations on Wednesday, April 10th. The event will be introduced in Europe. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot of black holes out there. I just don't want to hang out, trying to find one. PBS doing some great opera? Huh? What? What are you talking about? We gained 4 subscribers, but we've been working hard on Twitter to gain those 4 subscribers. I'm going to assume we gained about 4 million subscribers on Twitter because I think our hit counter only kicks in when we have 1 million people. Yeah. Joe Rogan copies my ideas. Joe Rogan's a shill. He's another AdSense person, AdSense whore, if you will. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. We've got some people in our chat room, our ProCam chat room. We've got my beautiful cat Fluffy and Mad Dog with his hat, his cowboy hat. He's doing a little special ties. And maxed out credit. Got past his colonoscopy today. He had a colonoscopy 15 inches, up the wazoo, and he's just trying to mellow out now and have some lasagna. No one likes that, but the good news is his results were clear. He's okay. That's good to know. Well, Mad Dog doesn't want to dye his beard. I don't blame him, We got a really shocking picture of Joe Biden to carry forth with the Joe Biden discussion of weird behavior. This came into the show tonight. I want everyone to see it. Yeah, former VP Joe Biden literally grabbed a child by his crotch in this picture, shared from the account of Carly Mellon in 2015. Yeah, something's wrong with a guy who can't hold a baby right. And he's had kids, It's like you don't want to grab the baby by the crotch there, Joe. Yeah, it's basically at Creepy Joe or hashtag Creepy Joe Biden never ceases to appall me. Appall you. Uh-oh. It just looks a little weird, It's just a bit over the top. But we showed you that video last night at the beginning of our show. 5 minutes of Joe Biden doing indecent things to children. Yeah, telling a 13-year-old how horny he was when he stood next to her. Yeah, that's just very inappropriate behavior for a man his age. And he also said, ask about Ashley. Ashley's, oh, look at you. You got your lights. Yeah, you got my attention, buddy. You got your tactical flashlight. Sarah still loves that tactical flashlight you sent us. Look at that. He's got his tactical flashlights going all over the place. Okay. You're going to cause some serious reactions from people. Danger, Will Robinson. William. Why does Biden love musky redheaded women? Because he likes women that are, I guess, musky redheaded. What can I say? Redheaded women are always considered a little bit, wild in bed. But I don't know why Joe Biden likes these things. I'm not really in his head. Okay, we have a story about Joe Biden that's getting more and more play. Exclusive. Kathleen Biden accused estranged husband Hunter of reckless spending on drugs, prostitutes, and an $80,000 diamond in divorce documents days before his affair with widowed sister-in-law Haley was revealed. Hunter has that connection, and Biden's been helping with his business. There's a lot going here. Kathleen Biden filed for divorce last December, citing irreconcilable differences between the parties concerning the defendant's conduct. She later filed a motion to enjoin dissipation of assets to try and freeze Hunter's assets after growing concern with his reckless spending. Kathleen Hunter claims Hunter spent money on drugs, alcohol, prostitutes, strip clubs, and gifts for women with whom he had sexual relations. We're not going to talk about Gazprom here. Are you here to talk about Gazprom? That's quite a story. Should I bring it up? I better wait on that. We need more information. Hey, Daryl. I'm doing great. Thank you. Joe Biden's son, Beau, died, and his other son, Hunter, starts has sex with his dead brother's widow. I know. That's pretty serious. He basically was in possession of a large diamond worth $80,000, which he admitted was true because she found the receipt. Hunter is now dating his brother Beau's widow, Haley, while Kathleen claims and her ex have maxed out credit cards. So Beau's widow, Haley Biden, is apparently his new squeeze, Hunter's new squeeze. This is really weird. Let's take a look at Haley Biden and see what he finds attractive about her. Haley Biden and Kathleen Biden. So the woman on the right that I'll show you is suing her husband for divorce because he had relations with his deceased brother's wife, Haley. They're both beautiful, beautiful women. I mean, I can only imagine how messed up this is. Wow. I'm very concerned that this is an ongoing problem that, it just doesn't get any better. And it's all at a time when Joe is having so many problems himself. Joe Biden, creepy Joe Biden. I guess he likes redheads. What can I say? Dave, why can't I stop touching myself? You got the headlamp free at Harbor Freight? Wow, Mad Dog, you're styling, man. You're ready to start working in the coal mines. You're all set. They got coal mines in West Virginia. You go get a job, man. Not that you're more of a musician, though. I see you as a evolved musician who doesn't work for, coal mine activity. I'm not going to ban them. Okay, we're done with that story too. Thank you. Let's get back to the news. I've got more things to read off the scroll. Trump visits the border. Yeah. Boeing is going to cut production of 737 MAX after 2 fatal crashes. You know what's so weird about Boeing is they shuttled forth a solution that was just super fast, and then it turns out that they were charging for a safety feature when they were selling these planes to people. Yeah, Harbor Freight's got great deals. I bought batteries there for like big, huge, like big boxes, batteries this big, AAAs for $7. Yeah, and we got the free rag deal. Yeah, they have a good stuff. I like Harbor Freight. I like their attitude toward business. Very front forward, progressive. Well, Boeing is clearly shuttling their planes out too fast. They've always had problems with allocating labor and mismanaging the union deals, and you name it. Boeing is not the gleaming example of a well-run machine. So I'm a little worried that Boeing has been rigging a lot of their orders with the help of Patty Murray. So when I become president, I'll be opening up an investigation into the Patty Murray event that happened about 3 or 4 years ago, where she managed to get an order for oil tankers or gas tankers in the air, the P-8s that fill jets up. She got a bunch of orders cleared for Boeing to get over Airbus, when Airbus won on all 6 points over Boeing the previous year. Now, every time a contract comes up, they run them through 6 points of contention to see if they'll be a good order. Well, Boeing failed all 6 points the year before Patty Murray got them, and then right after Patty Murray got a hold of this, they won all the contracts. And now I get jets flying over my head so often where I live. Over 50 jets are being circulated in with flyers flying them constantly. I get so many flyovers that I am literally losing my hearing in parts. I've had a 20% drop in hearing. It's terrible. And this never was the case when we moved up here. We've never had problems with jets flying over our house. It was only until Patty Murray cleared that order. So I'll do everything I can to find out how she cheated and got Boeing to get that order. You know what they sell at Harbor Freight that are really good deals? They got a chainsaw for $37. That's a hell of a deal. They also got solar panels for $15 that'll keep your engine battery charged up. That's a pretty good deal for a solar panel. It's like a 5-watt solar panel for $15. All right, moving on. Yeah, check it out. It'll keep your battery in your car charged off a solar panel. If you have a drain in your car, that's a common problem with old cars. A little electrical drain, the solar panel will keep it going. Yeah, you won't have to worry about finding that negligent electrical connection. Yeah, this guy bought a chainsaw for $30. That's right. Okay, Trump lawyers are issuing a letter fighting the tax return request. Excuse me? I remember when Donald Trump said, "You gladly show you my 10 years of tax returns, no problem." I got news for you. Now he's fighting anyone looking at his tax returns. I know Mueller didn't do a good job investigating him. We know that. He overlooked the 10 years of tax returns, and he overlooked the Manafort money laundering charges. He dropped that case, and then he acted like Trump never had any collusion. We now know that Trump is hiding the tax returns because there's something in it that shows collusion. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Yeah, cheap, nice solar panel. Very good deals. Okay. Watch eBay for solar panels they ship with Volkswagen Bugs. They plug into the lighter and keep the battery charged during shipping. Oh, okay. Cool. Nice to know. So you can put a solar panel on your front dashboard of your car and plug in your lighter and it'll keep it charged. I didn't know there was a two-way connection to your lighter. I thought that when you turn your plug off, it's a dead connection. When you turn your switch off, there's no access to your cigarette lighter. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Okay, President Trump never come down. I'll play that later. I take these links and I play them later. Because if I play them during this show, for one, it's going to be monetized and I can't allow more than 8 seconds. I'll take a look at it though, thank you. Looks pretty weird. Wires go both ways, but if you shut down the connection to the ignition, in other words, if you go in and try to hook up your cigarette lighter when your ignition's off, it won't work. So I'm wondering how it has a connection into the battery, even though it will charge, even though are you an expert, Daryl? Yeah, solar and geothermal are the future. And so is sustainable living, I think. I'm going to pass on that link, Sci-Fi Hub. Yeah. So the ignition is an independent circuit in most of modern cars. So you're telling me that I could plug a solar panel into my car when the ignition's off and into the cigarette lighter and it'll still charge the battery. It doesn't have a blocking diode preventing that from happening? I guess I need to talk to an expert. Well, thanks, Daryl. I have a couple people I could talk to about this, but I think you're right. Hey, you now know how to keep your charge and your battery going. I think I'm going to go to Harbor Freight and get one of those right away. All right. Popcorn made you bisexual. Lord Kirk, yes, it's not uncommon to become homosexual or bisexual after eating GMO corn. That's right. Genetically modified corn has an ingredient in it called epicite, which causes sterility in men and women. So you're probably already sterile, and now you're becoming gay. So you'll have a double chance of not having children. Good for you. Do you really want to have a kid in this world? I mean, the people that are having kids are really brave, I got to tell you. But I don't know. Do you really want to have a kid? I mean, seriously? Genetically modified corn, not porn. Yeah, you're confused. Genetically modified corn, all GMO corn chips have this epicide gene in them, which can trigger, sterilization. I mean, you won't be able to have kids. I hope you don't mind.
Okay, right hand down. Here's the official.
Now, guys, look up and send a photographer up top.
Oh, there you go.
Can I have one with Jesse alone?
Very good.
Okay, he said, "Could I have a moment with Jesse alone?" And then he simply wants to be photographed with Jesse alone.
Dad's gonna stand pretty close.
Everybody's laughing. How sick can a guy really be? And then he says at the very end,
Okay, man, what a great family. Come on. I like kids better than people.
"I like kids better than people." Okay. Creepy Joe likes kids better than people. So apparently he doesn't even consider people or children people. Yeah. Kerry hosts a swearing-in ceremony for Assistant Secretary. I don't think I need to show a John Kerry swearing-in ceremony. What world are you living in? Now, Mike Pompeo suggests that Mar-a-Lago breach tied to Chinese espionage. We found out the other night, we played you a video showing Donald Trump really was upset he didn't have porn in the White House. I'm wondering if that woman from China was bringing, porn on a thumb drive in to give to Donald Trump. I got to wonder. All happened during Pizzagate when they tried to set up an Illuminati agent. Okay, Penguin. Okay, we've got cats in the show right now. We got a live cat. Miss Fluffy, my beautiful cat Fluffy, is making her debut appearance there. There she is. Look at her. It's a beautiful world. Thank you. All right. So what happened is the Chinese national came in, she was caught with a thumb drive, a computer, 4 cell phones, a hard drive. I mean, she had a full setup to be a kind of a Stingray system where she could pick up Wi-Fi signals. She's probably a Chinese agent. I think Pompeo's right. I don't think she was delivering porn on a thumb drive to Donald Trump. That's just ridiculous. And this is the story that I didn't really want to talk about. The man who said he was missing child, Timothy Pitson, has been charged with lying to the FBI. I don't even want to give this guy any time because he's obviously a nut job who should never have said that he was a missing child. And this is a weird story. The U.S. is going to designate Iranian Guard Corps as a foreign terror group. Now, this is a unique situation because a country can't necessarily be a terrorist group, but they're claiming they are. When Hillary, remember when Benghazi happened and Hillary had to step down? Well, we'll talk about that. She was actually going to become a senator, but when Benghazi happened, the day after Benghazi happened, Hillary pulled a known terrorist agency out of the list of terrorist agencies called the MEK from Iran the day after Benghazi happened. And nobody, not Trey Gowdy, nobody asked her questions about that. I was watching the news closely, and I can tell you that that story never got talked about again. So Hillary Clinton pulls a known terrorist agency, MEK, out of the list of known terrorist agencies the day after Benghazi. And then that's exactly why they call. Whenever I say something they're afraid I'm going to reveal the truth, they start calling. It never fails. Every time we get the truth out there, they freak out. These people try to harass our show and interrupt it.
Jonathan?
I'll take it. You say one?
I just run, yeah. So you can talk to him. Don't go to speakerphone.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question, Jonathan? Hello? All right, that just adds it to the list. So why is it now we're adding another Iranian Guard Corps to the list of known terrorist groups? An agency that works for Iran. I mean, it's just very strange. And the timing of Benghazi, the day before happening, Chris Stevens died, and then the day after Hillary pulls MEK from a list of known terrorists. I'm sorry, I have to state the truth sometimes, and it's difficult for these corrupt people to hear the truth. Yeah, we don't know what happened to Rodney. Yeah, he hasn't been around in a long time. David, do you need donations? Yeah, we welcome donations. Yeah, we only get a few dollars here and there.
Introduce.
I just did the quarterly report, so if you donate, it would go to the next quarter. Yes, David is not independently wealthy. He could definitely use your donations.
I'm not going to fund the campaign with my money. Let's put it that way.
Okay, maybe he is independently wealthy. He's
No, I've already been the biggest supporter of our campaign financially, but I'm not going to fund it directly.
Yeah,
I want the people to want this. I'm not going to give my money into this rapidly, even though I'm the largest, donator. I'm not going to do that. I want the people to want this. Otherwise, we're just going to do a show and it's going to continue going viral.
You can see all the reports for yourself. 6-4.
Yeah, go to fec.gov
fec.gov
and look up David John Sponheim. Middle name is John, Jon. Okay, Sarah's going to give me a little break, a reprieve, and she's going to give you some time. You get to talk to a real American woman about what's going on.
In Virginia. Okay, Mad Dog.
You're suggesting they make a voodoo doll of me so they can poke pins in it? I'm going to pass on that idea.
Lindsay Freeland pickups. What is that? Is that like a little crystals or something?
Well, Mad Dog was showing off all the good deals he got at Harbor Freight. He picked up, he picked up a chainsaw for $30. He's got all kinds of things he's showing you.
That's pretty cool.
No, Sarah and I are about equivalent in intelligence. I just didn't pursue a higher education. You've been kicked from the room.
Okay. Thank you for taking the phone. I don't need to answer it. Just because the phone rings doesn't mean I need to answer it. Or anyone needs to answer it in that case. How about a 5-foot pillowcase? One of David and one of me, like one of those bonjour maxed out credit, one of those body pillows people can pretend to curl up next to us. That would be pretty hilarious. Wow, all people are on camera. We have like 5 guest cams. We still have 1 guest cam available on iVlog. Pretty amazing. Wow, your shiny puffy coat looks like a giant lips. Is that on purpose? I don't know. Whoa, that's all bright lights. Wow, Mad Dog. David and I always like do this when the screen is like showing those bright lights in our eyes. A little figurine of David inside a candle David. Baby Schultz, Electric Paisley, Howard Schultz maybe, but David is running, so that's my choice for president, David. Is TurboTax? I used to. You could do TurboTax. I will tell you. If you go to irs.gov, I think it was on there. I know it was on there last year, and I used the same program I chose last year, this year, and you can figure out which program you can do for free, and based on your income. So there's certain free ones out there. The one I did was free, but then I was like, wow, this is so easy to use. I decided to go ahead and pay the like $10, maybe $15, just so that they can keep my information on file. And then if there's any questions about my return, they can do that. Another thing I did is, yeah, I mean, iFile, but it's online. But yeah, you can check for these e-file programs and see which ones are free out there on irs.gov, which is really good. The other thing with taxes, one thing I actually did this year, and is I actually said, and I did this for the last 2 years, is any refund I got, I'm actually rolling it over and applying to next year's taxes, because I have a feeling next year I might not be getting a refund, because this year I went to school, or last year I went to school and things like that. So next year I might not be getting a refund. So I said, go ahead and apply it to next year so that I won't have to write such a big check or whatever. Anyway, and most people, actually a financial planner would not advise that. They would say, well, if you let it roll over in the government, then you're not earning interest on it. But I don't earn very much interest right now. If it was more money, I probably would have them issue the check. But the other reason I'm doing that is because, funding, I figure the government can earn the interest. If they probably have more of a chance to earn interest. Not really. I mean, I know our entire economy is complete fallacy and all of that, but whatever. Moving on. Oh, one thing I did do today, so I had a pretty productive day. I did quite a bit today. Yeah, I slept in. It's spring break, so that's good. I listened to David talk for, it felt to me like an hour, but maybe it was less. Oh, I got rid of all of my old financial paperwork. Speaking of taxes, on the IRS site, it says if you file taxes, at least, you only have to keep your all of the information for a possible audit for 3 years. So I decided to go through, I had been keeping it for like 10 years and not just like stuff for that. I had been keeping so much paperwork around, and up in Canada, maxed out credit says it's 7 years. I'm talking for the US. They, according to IRS, and some people say, and I've read on an article that said, if you don't file taxes, you should actually keep it longer, because I don't know, but if you don't file taxes. And anyway, so I went through all of the papers and I'm like, I don't even need this paperwork for taxes. And I went through and got rid of a lot of my stuff. So that was really good. All these old papers, that was something I accomplished today, which was good. And then David had this big duffel bag that I had put in stuff, random clothing items that I thought I don't really want them right at the moment. But that was probably, I feel like it was 5 years ago or something. It had been sitting in the bottom of my closet. Yesterday I had gone through my memorabilia, like photographs and things like that, and I created this one container of all of that, and I took out this duffel bag thing, and I was like, David, I don't even want to look at it. I don't want it. I don't know what's in there. I don't want it. But then David emptied it out and he's like, ooh, I like this. I want to keep it. This is a, and I was like, okay, whatever. But you can't really judge what other people want to keep. And then he saw, one thing he showed me was that, wow. One thing he I saw in there that I hadn't seen it for years is this sweatshirt that I had in high school. And I'm like, oh, maybe I do want to keep that. And I was like, do I want to get rid of it? Do I want to keep it? So I ended up putting it in the laundry. So I will keep it for a little while because it was it was pretty interesting. It's good. You're welcome. Thanks for making an appearance on yesterday's cooking show. You love watching me chop vegetables and cook. Oh, Ben Franken Taylor, good to know. You think Mad Dog is handsome. Do I have a lot of one-sided conversations with David? Actually, we talked for an hour, and then we ended up having like almost an argument, or David was like, you're doing your side discount. Anyway, so, but it wasn't really an argument. It was just how to solve, like, was it maxed out credit? I think you sent me that Seattle is Dying documentary, and I actually watched it, and I've been thinking about it for the last couple of days. And I had some ideas, and David and I both had, so we've been talking about, our conversation is how to solve this Seattle is Dying issue. And I kept saying, how do we... So my first question was, if methadone was free, would that stop the people, those drug addicts, from like stealing and having property theft? Sarah's beard? Wait, what? I don't have a beard. I don't know, Zeno. I used to like how they had this hanging ivy growing. I used to like that a lot in Seattle. Ben, are you Mad Dog in disguise trying to get me to compliment Mad Dog? I never knew Spock loves cats, but that makes sense. Anyway, and I had been, like I said, I went to a conference in Seattle at the end of February, and I definitely felt a change. Yeah, and that's the problem. And I even talked about like public urination. David I didn't say defecation, but yeah, I talked about those things with David, and David and I, well, we came to some agreements. It's probably best if David explains what that is and what his belief is. But it's a lot of mentally ill. I agree with that Seattle's Dying show that Como 4 News did the documentary on. Kudos to you, Como 4 News. But I do believe that a lot of the issue has to do with drug addiction and mental illness, which probably goes hand in hand. And David and I think we both agree that about the methadone, but
yes, we do agree. We agree.
And actually, David came up with the idea, and I logged onto it. David said it'd be great if they had like I was saying, how in that documentary, it talks about how Rhode Island has solved their problem by arresting people and then putting them on methadone and giving them a continued treatment and following them after they get and giving them counseling and support and following them afterwards and those kinds of things. But really, one of the things I was saying that about like prisons at first, and Dave was like, they need like a farm where they don't need to be trapped and closed in walls. And so I started thinking maybe he's right. And so our latest idea is to have a van everyone's on methadone and Suboxone. They sell it for big bucks every day. Why don't they just give it to the people? It would prevent them from stealing to get the money to pay for it. Especially because, oh, they sell it to buy heroin. Well, the city and non-government NGOs are already paying, and businesses are already paying billions of dollars for this problem. But my idea, after listening to David, is actually to move them out of the city into not necessarily a suburb, but almost like David said, a farm area or something like that. And the way to keep them out is to offer them methadone and David then he was like, well, what about food? And so you could offer them like granola that's not prepackaged so they don't end up with plastic garbage everywhere. Just go up to the machine, press a button, it gives you granola. And go up to another machine, press a button, it gives you water. Go up to a machine, press a button, it gives you methadone. Yum, yum, yum. I don't know. And then, well, I do know. I think that would, and you could start like a van, like a now this is just an idea, and it would have to have an NGO or
Yeah, don't talk about the toilet idea either.
I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
Can I talk about those three things that I just did talk
you're
about?
good. You're good. I just have some stuff I'm working on engineering-wise for a homeless people.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So you can talk about what you want. I'm just going to stick to water, granola, and methadone. Then you could start this van or vehicle. You could start it like in the biggest problem where there's marijuana, or not marijuana, where there's homeless drug addicts. Then, and you have to figure out where you're going to end up on this like farm that David talks about, like, oh, where they can just roam and destroy everything and who cares. And you move the van 1 block every day. Oh, where's that van? It was here yesterday. Oh man, it's down here a block. And you move it 1 block closer to their final destination every day. I know, Xenu. David doesn't want that. Okay. I agree with you, bannable offense, about why can't drugs be free and let people do what they want. But I'm talking about people doing what they want away from the city. The reason they go to the city is because that's where their drug dealers are. We need to move them away from the city. Sarah, you just inherited $500,000. What do I do? The idea I just talked about, Lord Kirk. Do I do that or buy a house overlooking the beach? No, I would stick to the idea I just talked about. I'm actually pretty comfortable in my house. The other thing, especially since I got onto this KonMari bandwagon with organizing, she says like organize everything in your house and get your house in order. And it could be a therapy farm. Yeah, people could go there and volunteer there if they wanted to, or people could just stay away. I don't want to hang around dopers either. And that's the thing, is like, I want the city to feel like a safe place that they can go. And I understand the liberal perspective of like, oh, you know, not interrupting these people, let them live their life. making zones for people doesn't usually work. I'm not saying a zone because zones for people imply like you're fencing people in. I agree with David. No fences, nothing. They can be the way they are. If you want less government, you're going to have no police, no fire. Drug dealers are everywhere. One of the things David was saying that I disagreed with him when we were having this conversation is he was saying, oh yeah, but we don't want any drug. If they try to deal heroin in this premises, this farm that we create, then we got to kick them out. I was like, who cares? I don't care. Let them like take the methadone that they hoard up for free and like go and trade it in for heroin. I mean, whatever. But I would say that really my thing is I want to protect the city. I want to protect all the people that are working and that are productive and not on drugs. You think I'm naive, Penguin? Well, David was saying, this is how you're going to appear to people. And, oh, there's never enough. What if I had an endless supply of methadone? Is that never enough? Endless supply. The debate on safe spaces for shooting up has to do with the prevention of spreading disease. Yeah, bluegrass music is great. And the Penguin says, never enough. Oh, because a 50-cent clean needle can prevent the transmission of a disease that could cost our healthcare system thousands of dollars. And that's the whole debate on clean needles. So I think we should open the debate past just clean needles and open the debate to more about this. I think this is a new thing to consider. I don't know how to unhush you. Okay, how do I close this? Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to unhush people. I'm never going to do heroin. And I do understand that I am speaking from a point of a non-drug user. I won't even drink alcohol. I'm like a super... So I do understand that I understand that I don't understand. I think that makes sense. I know you might not think it makes sense, but it does. I don't have their full perspective, I guess. It's sad, isn't it, that this is what's happening in America today? I think it's very sad, Mad Dog. And Ben is giving me a video link. Is that what you were talking about? Wow. Methamphetamine, Old Crow medicine show. It's just a song. Wait, is that you too? Oh, you are the same person, Ben Franklin Taylor is Mad Dog. Got it. I agree with you, War Games. And I'm not saying to get people off of drugs. I agree with you if you're talking about like clean needle programs. That's the same as, in some ways, it's different than healthcare costs. But I'm saying free methadone may save people from being robbed. I know some people had horrible childhoods and they think drugs make it better. I mean, yes, there's a whole issue of giving them mental health too. Yeah, exactly. And I believe there's a total difference, bannable offense, between alcohol, marijuana, or alcohol and marijuana, and then opioids. There's a totally different one. And then meth. Meth and opioids is like over there, and then like beer and marijuana. Because most people that are addicted to beer and marijuana, they're not going to go out and rob people. Most people, unless it's, of course, like, unless it's the hard liquor 40 ounce thing. But most people aren't going to go out and rob people just to get the beer and marijuana. They'll ask people, can you buy me some beer? Can I smoke a hit? Can I have a hit? Well, we have two moderators here, Tom Thumb. We have Scissor Fight and that one guest. Is that the same song? Is that gonna blow up my speakers? That was awful. Oh, good.
Mariachi static on the radio, and the tunes they glow in the dark.
David is very strong. Okay. So that's a couple of things I accomplished today. I also accomplished one other thing, which I might show you. I got that Twitter account that was impersonating me removed, and I created my own Twitter account separate from David's Twitter account. So David is third party, and sometimes I do tweet on third party for PolitiChat. But I'm US third party. So let me pull up my Twitter. Account, which I'm very glad about that. And am I in? Yes. And I started following a bunch of people, so now I'm following like a whole bunch of people. Okay, so this is I'm mostly following a whole lot of news organizations, which I should put those in a... Oh, I should change this. Current location. Can I get tailored trends? Maybe I don't want. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, good. These are all the people casting. And then let me just check this one. Okay, going home. So I was going to say, if you would like me to follow you on Twitter, I can do that. You can give me your Twitter handle, Twitter username, and I can follow you. And mine is, see, it says Sarah from America. Sarah from America. It should say Sarah from America's Third Party. It does say it when you go to my profile. I love that. Campaign 2020. Oh, let me move this over on the other side. I don't know who it was, but I was able to just go to Twitter. And thanks for whoever gave me that impersonation reporting link. That helped. So I was able to go to Twitter and say, this person's impersonating me. And I did have to send them some information to show them I am who I am. And then I decided to do it logged into this account. And so I created this one. So it says, it's Sarah from America's Third Party, live video chat most nights. I come on at 6:30ish or 8:30ish p.m. Pacific. And then yeah. And then somebody asked me to follow them. I did, but I'm able. Oh, and these are the tweets I did today. Check this out. These are like disposable plates, but they're made out of leaves. I think that's just so cool. So instead of plastic, they're made out of leaves. That's great. Love it. And then there's some other things I tweeted too, but they're large, disposable, waterproof. The leaves are sourced in India. Huh, that's weird. Okay. All right. Okay, and then I was just gonna see, I don't know if I'm using Twitter properly, so maybe if you have more followers than I do, you can tell me. And I'll go home. I think I should search Twitter for 2020. Maybe 2020 election. And I should start following people who are doing 2020. I don't know. I don't want to follow him. He's talking about comedians, conservatives. No, thanks. Presidential USA, who will face Trump? I'll follow them. 2020 election themed pop-up. No. Okay. I could do the Cory Booker thing and follow all those people running for office, but I don't want to do that. You don't get any sun and you work all the time? Oh, you're inside working. My day was really good. That's so funny. I think David was talking about your name, Melkor. I'll look it up. He was saying something about Rothschilds and Melkor Boglor, whatever. Is that where you get your name from? The one wiki to rule them all. Fandom. No. The characters from Tolkien's Legendarium, the main antagonist of the Silmarillion. And Morgoth is more powerful than Sauron. Okay, never mind. Completely different than what I was thinking of. Yes, David talked to me. He talks and it's... Anyway. It is a good book. Tolkien is a pretty good author. Oh, he thinks you would be good working for the Rothschilds? I could see how he thinks that. No, I don't want a call from Jason. Thank you. Oh, just because you want more people to read it. Wait, what is it? It's... Oh, the Legendarium is the book. Okay. I like how he just makes up words, Tolkien. Oh, because the films are not... Yeah, I know. Most films, they aren't as good as what you actually imagine. I have come across 2 films. Yes, I have come across 2 films in my whole time of reading and watching a film. And I always try to read the book and then watch the film, because I had this great experience when I was younger. But anyway, I try to read a book and watch a film, and there are 2 that are better, that the film is better than the book. One is Wonder, in my opinion. That is better than the book. The book is good, but the film, the reason I like the film better than the book is because of the Star Wars characters in it. Was it, what's the really hairy Star Wars figure? Anyway, I love that. And then the other film that I think is better than the book is, Chewbacca makes a couple appearances in Wonder, the movie. And the other movie is called A River Runs Through It. And the book is just so dry. And the movie has a couple of great looking actors in it. Thanks, Mad Dog, and all your recipe people, and DT Allura. See, I know it's you, Mad Dog, because you post in both rooms, both chat rooms. You could have kept me going with Ben, are you really Mad Dog? Mad Dog, are you really Ben? If you didn't just post the same thing in both places. Oh, is maxed out credits you're our resident genius? Okay. I thought that title was reserved for David. Never gonna happen, Cal Worthington. Oh, Conan the Barbarian is a great film. I've never seen it. or read the book. The Rothschilds. Investopedia. Ooh, that might be a good one. Okay. Good. A History of the Rothschilds from Investopedia. An earlier version of this article cited an estimate of the combined net worth of the Rothschild at $350 billion. The estimate came from a source that does not meet Investopedia standards. They've consequently retracted it. They've also an estimate that the Rothschilds control more than $2 trillion worth in assets was also inadequately sourced and retracted. The Rothschilds, a prominent family originally from Germany, established banking and finance houses in Europe beginning in the 18th century. David said they just created themselves in that time. Well, where did that come from? They came originally from Germany. Were they always Rothschilds, or did they come from some other name that David says they did? They were pioneers in providing capital for business and financing infrastructure projects such as railways and the Suez Canal. They molded the way the international world of high finance works today. No, I'm not 177, not that I know of. I am related to some knight in England or Scotland. I'm also have a little bit of Russian in me. And Austrian. And I think German and French. I don't have any Bitcoins or Bytecoins. It had its genesis during the 1760s when Mayor Amschel Rothschild founded a banking business in his native Frankfurt in the German Duchy of Hesse. Over time, and with the help of his 5 sons, the family business expanded throughout several European countries. He was raised in Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto. Jews were legally required to live in small communities that were separate from the Christians. They were not allowed to leave their villages at night. They were not allowed to leave their villages on Sunday or on Christian holidays. Wow. Yeah, the only reason I say that, Melkor, is that my brother had his DNA tested. People used to think I was related to Native Americans, but I'm not. Sorry, I thought I was for a long time, but I'm not. And so that whole DNA thing was interesting. A Spade, wait a little while and David will be back in the room, usually at around 7:30. That's weird. Okay, well, yeah. David usually says I give him an hour break, but I come in around 6:30, but then he doesn't leave until 7, and then, anyway. He lived in a house with 30 other family members. His father traded coins, silk, and other commodities for a living. One of his clients was Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse. And then he became an orphan at age 12. His mother and father died in a smallpox epidemic. They wanted their son to become a rabbi, but he decided to take an apprenticeship with a banking firm in Hanover, Germany. Okay. Oh, your grandmother was related to Pocahontas and you have documentation. I haven't seen Benedict Cumberbatch or Richard III. No, I haven't seen them. The paintings are remarkable. Interesting. You're a monarchist? Are you a monarch? Or do you just want to be under the control of a monarch? Like a slave. Wow, that's interesting. And they're related. I don't think we want to do that here in America. We've been kind of taught to not want kings or queens. Wow, a spade, interesting. The Rothschild banking empire benefited from the French Revolution. During the war, the Austrian army contracted Rothschild to supply it with a range of items: wheat, uniforms, horses, and equipment. He facilitated monetary transactions for Hessian mercenary soldiers. He sent his sons to live in the capital cities of various European countries with the goal of establishing banking businesses: Naples, Vienna, Paris, London, and then Frankfurt. So the 5 linked branches became the first bank to transcend borders. That's how he did it. Hey, Joe Pesci, welcome. And so they lent governments to finance war operations over several centuries, which gave them ample opportunity to accumulate bonds and build wealth in a range of different industries. He died in 1812, but he left strict rules for his descendants on how they should handle the family's finances. Keep the fortune within the family. He encouraged arrangement of marriages among relatives. Cousin marriages among his descendants were inevitable. His will barred female descendants from any direct inheritance.
Right. Sounds good.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. Did you know that 4 of the Rothschilds' granddaughters married the grandsons?
Yes. Inbred family. It's unfortunate, but This problem creates a legacy of greed, which, if unchecked, becomes a problem. And I think that's what the New World Order is all about, a problem facing all of us, all across the globe. A nation-state model is under attack. All our nations are being attacked by money. I'd love to take Saturday night off for Sarah time. Yeah. Thanks, Ace. But I can't really deal with the fact that Sarah is in here for more than an hour a night, giving her time and joy to you. And I don't want to extract from her joy. We talked about prostitution, decriminalization. We've talked about that. We have a front, we definitely support the idea of decriminalization. We want prostitutes to be able to get checkups if they have an STD or an STI or an STP or whatever the heck they get. I think they use that near an engine, STP, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, STI and STD. Don't apply STP to your, yeah, anyway. All right. I guess it's a nice night to rest. Thank God it's Friday, right? Don't you hate it when people say, oh my gosh, instead of oh my God?
No.
I'm okay with it, but it's just like, hey, I make the commitment. I say God. Oh my goodness. Socialism is an antiquated form of government. That's why we created hybrid capitalism. Socialism is corruptible. Hybrid capitalism is going to do its best to not be corruptible. Yeah. No, God is not AI. I'm sorry. You're wrong. You and Elon Musk are both wrong. He likes Elon Musk. So you're both wrong. No. God actually has a life of its own, a life force. In fact, look at the life force on the planet. You can call that God. God is everything, based on our presumption that, hey, you don't have to believe in religion or even believe in God here. You can be an atheist. It's okay. I don't care. I accept all of you as God's children.
I've got to track this down. I got to turn this up. I don't know. Is that turned up?
It may be muted.
It is muted. I don't want it.
Turn it down.
Okay.
I got to pull it down toward you.
Okay.
Noise causes cancer.
You tell me. Turn it up, and I'm gonna.
The
You
thing
want to put it on
makes.
the screen too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe this.
Wind.
This is funny.
If you have a
haven't seen
windmill
it yet.
anywhere
I know
near
it's
your
funny.
house, congratulations. Your house just went down 75% in value. And they say the noise causes cancer. You tell me that one, okay? The
Windmills?
thing makes
Yeah.
it so. And of course, it's like a graveyard for birds. If you love birds, you'd never want to walk under a windmill because it's a very.
What? Maybe it's like one of the things he's making a joke.
He really is that out of it on global climate
What
change.
does NRCC stand for?
Well, we'll find that out right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, here, I'm going to move this so people can look at your beautiful face. I'm going to look this up, what that means.
Yeah. Anyway, he's
National
completely
Republican Congressional Committee.
yeah, NRCC. He's completely oblivious to climate change, and the Republicans are proud of the fact that they don't believe that climate change is happening. I got news for everybody. Yeah, chemtrails are flying, and the Republicans and Democrats don't care. That's my news. I mean, if they're engineering climate change, they're doing a pretty good job of it with chemtrails. So that's our message here at America's Third Party, as far as I'm concerned. We are facing climate change, though. There's no question about it, but they're accelerating it with the use of chemtrails. I'm positive of that. I'm open to discussion on that issue, though. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay.
Dinner is on the stove. Make sure the burner's off. I think it is.
Okay, thank you for dinner.
Thank you. Enjoy. Yes, indeed.
I cleaned my sock drawer, organized it. You should see it.
Your drawer?
It just brings me great joy.
Oh, that's
to look
good,
at
yeah.
my sock drawer.
Your sock drawer is perfect now. She's been learning how to organize her stuff, and it's really helped her feel good. I've always used the cleaning up and keeping things tidy and neat and getting rid of grime and grossness as a good thing. Yeah. We have to do some weeding too. I do a lot of weeding. In fact, what I do, keeping things clean and making sure I get all the weeds out of the garden, really is symptomatic of and analogous to what a president should do. Not a president who adds to the budget like Donald Trump did, or the Democrats who tax and spend left and right, which is their big thing. They just love to add taxes to us. But just fix the things that are there and make sure they're properly going to the people that get the job done. Our country's never monitored itself. It's never taken a look at its own budget. Heck, we haven't even admitted we made mistakes in Vietnam. Our country hasn't even come to grips with that. And the Iraq War and the Afghanistan War still draining our resources. And Trump spending away, and he has a 15-year plan to get a zero deficit. 15 years. We can't last 15 years without facing serious hardship as a nation. We have to get a zero deficit as soon as possible. And that's something he fell short on. And the wall thing, I mean, all we hear about is how he's going to have shut down the border. Now he's not going to shut down the border. Yeah. Hang on, my halo was in a different position. There we go. Thank you. And Roundup. The Democrats, Republicans are okay with Roundup. They're okay with GMO food in our diet, which causes cancer in laboratory animals. They're okay with forced vaccinations. The Republicans, though, did say something in their debate, but haven't done anything other than allow Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to speak out, but not even at congressional hearings. Trump didn't even help Robert F. Kennedy speak out at congressional hearings. He was shut out. And Robert F. Kennedy found a thing about vaccines that really is shocking. Our CDC has not tested vaccines at all in 30 years. I mean, really. And they never tested certain... See, the calls come in as soon as I start talking about important issues. You see that? Every time I hit on really good issues, the calls come in. Well, luckily we blocked your numbers, so. We'd like to talk about Cambodia, Laos, and Philippines, but I'd rather talk about them in a positive sense, not, gee, we dropped bombs on countries like Cambodia and killed 100,000 innocent people. Oh, well, that's a terrible thing. We've never accounted for it. We have these bubbling idiot people standing in politics wanting to get in when we haven't even addressed the big issues of Henry Kissinger and this country has been involved in the New World Order. We never even addressed that issue. We're sitting here without any recourse and no monitoring of our system. Heck, we don't even know if we really went to the moon.
Okay, 30 seconds. 308 your number. Tank coming through 1,500 feet. And H-dot looks good. I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. Ag side.
And if you believe that, I've got some property on Uranus that is for sale. Just a banner year for Uranus. Neptune's available too. Well, like Westmoreland, General Westmoreland said that the people of Vietnam, North Vietnam, didn't, or mourn, the South Vietnamese, he even said that about them. They didn't mourn like normal people. When people lose their loved one, it's all the same. I could even see dogs and cats lose their loved one. They mourn. But what a terrible thing to say about the Vietnamese people. General Westmoreland is on record saying that. Oh, see, I said something important again. They get the call. As soon as I nail them on the key issues, they call me immediately. I know I'm onto something when that bell is ringing. Okay, I'd go get it. Hang on. Let me give you somebody to look at. Hillary will give you a little time to talk about chai tea. Okay. Oh, yes. So how's the chai tea, Hillary? Is it good? I'd like to go why you released MEK from the list of known terrorists the day after Benghazi? I'd like to know that, Hillary. Could you answer, please? Please? She's a Chinese bobblehead. Oh, we have a call. Let's see what it is. Okay, Mad Dog. Okay, what do you got? Mad Dog, what's up?
Yeah, David, you were talking about Uranus earlier.
Jesus. He went with a Uranus joke. Can you believe that? That's sad. You know, a mind that doesn't work very fast. I was already on to 3 or 4 other talking points, but whatever. Okay, fact-checking Trump's NRCC. I don't play the Bernie Sanders response to Trump's windmill discussion because I think both of them are talking about, you know, hot air moving around windmills. I don't really need to get into this conversation.
Hey everybody, it's Jake Tapper from CNN.
I can't handle him. Oh gosh. I guess moving on. Oh, here's the video. Here we are.
Congratulations, your house just went down 75% in value. And they say the noise causes cancer. You told me that one, okay? You know, the thing makes it so... And of course, it's like a graveyard for birds. If you love birds, you'd never want to walk under a windmill because it's a...
You know, I got to tell you, I'm a big windmill fan. And as you know, I am the originator of this amazing windmill. Bringing the windmill forward would be a solution to our country's biggest problem, backup energy flow in the event of a disaster. So, I mean, I'm the creator of the blimp pack as well. We've got all kinds of things here. Blimp packs, windmills, you name it. I hardly take this show as Dave takes the show seriously. Yeah, I mean, to say that I laugh at the show is ridiculous. I work hard at this show. If I hadn't done the show itself, we wouldn't even have ideas as great as this. Russia is tricking GPS to protect Putin. Yeah, I figured that much. Yeah, so essentially Russia is working desperately to control the narrative. The Kremlin's manipulation of global navigation systems is more extensive than previously understood. Last month, they found some anomalies in the magnetic north. And those anomalies brought forth the biggest question of all. Is Russia changing the direction of the magnetic north, and are they going to try to make money on this? Now, remember, Russia's economy is one of the, you know, it's not that big. It's like Spain or Italy. I know. Well, my idea kicked a lot of people off. Putin might have a clone. Yeah, it's possible. He looks like Putin. I've checked his face. It's kind of molded into something slightly different than it originally was. But I really don't have a lot to say about that. Here we got Mad Dog and Maxed Out Credit in our ProCam section. Thank you guys. Watching the show, talking to Dave. Appreciate it. The Kremlin's manipulation of global navigation systems is on track here. Now that could be Putin. It could also be just Mr. Cool, Mr. Cash. Yeah. I love that beautiful view, though, of the mountains. That's great. Russian President Vladimir Putin sunbathes during his vacation in the remote Tuva region of southern Siberia. The picture was taken between August 1st and the 3rd of 2017. Researchers at a Washington-based think tank have noticed that a funny thing happened when President Putin gets closer to a harbor. The GPS of the ships moored there go haywire, placing them many miles away in the runways of nearby airports. So they've got a way of messing with magnetic north of all kinds of planes. That's a serious threat nationally, especially considering it can be weaponized. According to a new report by security experts within the group C4ADS, the phenomenon suggests that Putin travels with a mobile GPS spoofing device, and more broadly, that Russia is manipulating global navigation systems on a scale far greater than previously understood. That's good to know. Yeah. This is something we have to actually look at as a potential threat. Bear in mind, he's already said that he's willing to fire missiles at us within a 5-minute range, missiles that can go 27 times the speed of sound. This guy should have been called out by our president and said, hey, how would you like to develop an intermediate Nuclear force treaty. What do you say, Vlade? But instead, our president seems to be kowtowing to the narrative of more armaments, which it seems to be what Putin wants too. He wants to build up his armaments, intermediate range missile systems, magnetic north blocking systems, torpedoes that can destroy a coastline in about 20 minutes. I think we've got enough saber rattling going on from Putin to know now that this man is not somebody we should take lightly. So when this recent attack on poor President Trump and his credibility, when we talked about possible collusion and heard all the feelings of all the Republicans, oh gosh, we're so sorry. But you know something? We are a little more concerned about our nation's safety than you Republicans are. Whoa. Yeah. All right. So bear with us. We're going to be discussing total collusion well into the evening. I know, the Trump-tards just don't get it. Please don't repeat statements from other people. Thank you. Whew, wow. Russia is tricking GPS to protect Putin. Yes, I believe it. Fake story, fake history. Young Vladimir Putin on the train to Dresden for his first foreign posting as KGB agent. If you didn't know, Vladimir Putin was the son of the food taster for Joseph Stalin. Isn't that interesting? Very important job, by the way. The food tester for Joseph Stalin ate all the great food that Joseph Stalin ate. So his father was very important. Uh-oh. Child brides as old as 10? Oh, no. Oh, no. What's going on here? Okay, let's look at this first. I think that's a paste-up. It does not look like a real picture. Yeah, I don't believe it. It looks pretty depressing, though. It just looks like a paste-up to me. It does not real read. Okay. Yeah. Sarajevo, really? You're attacking our country's viability as a nation? That can't be good. I'll let you stay in here just to see where else you go with your discussion. Because I really love our nation, and I don't believe that we're going to be a bad nation in the future. So, yeah, we've got a definite need for cowbell. Yeah, you just kind of bummed everybody out, even Hillary. She's getting pissed off. Even David Hogg is upset. Yeah. We're getting a lot of backlash from the left here. Is that David Hogg or Adam Lanza? I'm not sure. Huh. I was wondering, let's take a look at a real story, not Vladimir Putin's face. Child brides as young as 10, advertised and sold on Facebook, report reveals. Are you serious? Whoa! Yeah. African children bought by older men after being advertised on Facebook. And this guy's got to answer for the mistakes of Cambridge Analytica. Let's not forget, they never rolled him over the coals hard enough when he got away with moving 182 million Facebook account information data to anybody who wanted it. Turns out everybody at Facebook has access to all these people. We after some digging, we found out that Facebook has 20,000 employees that have total access to everybody's account. That's a total security breach. 20,000 employees that can access any of our accounts. Yeah, nice, huh? It looks like a robot, doesn't it? While social media monopoly Facebook is busy stamping out conservative voices from its newsfeed, African child brides as young as 10 years old are being advertised and sold by traffickers on the Mark Zuckerberg-owned platform, a new report has revealed. Parents in Africa are using Facebook to sell their children via connections made on the social network in order to pay off debts. Thanks, Mark, for screening their calls. Oh, really? A tranny? What? An investigation by Daily Beast found that in some cases, kids are as young as 10 are having their freedom bartered with men old enough to be their grandfather. Girls from the Bechev community of Nigeria have been sold on Facebook for money or exchanged for goods, according to Daily Beast. The girls are known in the community as money women or money wives, are usually sold locally to older men. The worldwide reach of Facebook, however, has helped connect more buyers and sellers, making the trades far more lucrative for traffickers. Here's a typical child bride, Faiz, who's 40, married child bride Gulam, aged 11. She sits in her home prior to their wedding in the rural Damarda village of Afghanistan. This is so sad. Facebook needs to answer to this. Yeah. I heard that Facebook is also a place where people get really good jobs who are Spanish speaking, and Americans can't access those jobs. It's like an illegal alien job search in America on Facebook. You just go in there in Spanish and you can start finding all these illegal jobs hiring illegals. I mean, if ICE went in there and checked, a little Spanish translation would lead you all over the place finding people that hire illegals, which really should be the focus of Trump's policies, getting the people that hire illegals, like Donald Trump, who had 15,000 immigrants working for him, recently had to go through and they found a lot of illegals working for Trump Enterprises, the tower, the hotels, everything. Yeah, so people like Trump are not going to go after the people that employ illegals, but that's the best way to get an exodus of illegals out of our country. They did it in Oklahoma about 10 years ago, and it really worked. All the employers of illegals were told they were going to get felonies, state felonies, and about 250,000 illegals literally left Oklahoma within that year. And I'm not kidding. This is documented. It's our country. Yes. I'm sorry, Sarah Bach, but you just got banned. The United States of America is our country. Yes, many of you don't know that. I'm glad I'm explaining it to you. United States of America is ours. Unfortunately, the United States of America is banned. We've been bankrupt for some time. We don't even use it as a legal term anymore. The United States operates as a corporation under the aegis of a larger failed corporation called the United States of America. All of this happened around the Act of 1871 when they established Washington, D.C. And I hate to give you a little bit of civics history here, but many people don't even know this. Our country has two separate legal entities, the United States of America and the United States. And if we pull the United States of America out of bankruptcy, it went into bankruptcy in 1933 under FDR. If we pull it out of bankruptcy, we will regain our country again. So what I'm proposing is a way in which we can actually bring our country back. And that includes getting our money back from the World Bank. They're the ones controlling our asset that we got from World War II. Well, the problem is, DC itself is not a bad place. I mean, I like DC. I like the White House. I like everything about what we think is our government, but it's also not exactly, you can't keep posting things here. Thank you. I know who it is. You got 5 minutes. Okay, Buzz, I think you're also out of here. Boy, we're getting down to a trim situation. Okay, Mad Dog sent his picture of when he was a young Navy guy on the USS Forrestal. Look at that, Mad Dog. You're a pretty good looking guy there, buddy. I mean, I'm amazed that you didn't get snaggled into a lady friend and have a baby or two. Yeah, the ladies must have been finding you very attractive there, buddy. That's what he wants to hear. He wants his ego is rolling. Hi, Jack. Nice to see you. Jack Frost, everybody. Welcome to the show. Oh, sorry. So we want to find out the truth about a lot of these things that are happening. Yeah, Trump does not have lineage to Jesus. You made that up, Max. It's not funny. We want to find out if things really are, going bump in the night, if people really are being killed. The most recent New Zealand thing was just ridiculous. They sent a video out. One guy got arrested. He's going to spend 20 years in jail. A young guy, 18 years old, for sending that video out. They wanted to suppress it. New Zealand knew that that video was really poorly done. And there was another video that was even more worse than that. Worser. So I think we got a problem with these people trying to push their agenda of gun control. And whenever they try to do that, it creates a lot of backlash among other countries that are watching what happened in New Zealand, a soft tyranny state that works under the power of England, really, just like Canada and Australia. They simply answer to the City of London. And when these people want to get rid of your guns, they're going to come after it. So it's going to happen probably in Canada pretty soon, the same false flaggery. I would not put it past them. And I wouldn't put it past Australia either. I think all these nations are trying, the New World Order is trying to tighten its grip. And the one way they can do that is to get rid of our weapons. Now, the Second Amendment was set up to stop this exact thing. The tyranny exerted upon a large group of people by a select few. And our goal, really, in America, with the whole purpose of guns is to protect our homes, of course, home defense. It's the last line of defense. But also it does prevent home invasions. But the Democrats and the New World Order, and even Donald Trump wants to take away guns of people with PTSD and implement bump stock. Their primary goal is to brainwash us into not wanting weapons. So that's why we see terrorist attacks and guns, and usually the guy dies, or he's some poor young man who's completely out of it. In the case of Nicholas Cruz, he's pathetic. You know Nicholas Cruz, the alleged shooter in the Parkland Marjorie Stone Douglas shooting? His guardian is a DOD representative. He actually works at the Department of Defense. Is the guy who takes care of that guy. He's obviously a puppet of the MK Ultra program. I mean, it's obvious. So as they push these false flags upon us, that they're systematically trying to brainwash us slowly. And they're trying very hard, yeah. And this is the only way they can do. They can get rid of our brain power, our ability to think. They can make us all go, oh yeah, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want any guns anywhere. They better get rid of all of them. Whoa! Yeah, so your brain is melting too. Not only are they making you frightened of the terrible things that may or may not be happening, but your brain is melting. You're turning into people like this. We just saw him speak.
Hey, do you ever wonder, like, what is going on? I mean, like, do you ever, like, wake up or do something and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's L.A. Turtle. He's got a really big YouTube channel, like I said. He's doing great. As long as he doesn't have a thought in his head, he gets lots of hits and he makes AdSense money. Yeah, me, I get censored on YouTube and Twitter and everywhere else. You know that. I don't have to tell any of you people that. Thank you. I like my hair too. We're going to have a hair war with this guy. Hey, let's give you a little chill pill here, folks, everybody. Could you please calm the beep down? Yeah, I don't even use the F word on our show, but yeah, just calm down. Nothing to worry about. It's just good old-fashioned brainwashing going on when you see these terrorist attacks. So don't overreact. We haven't seen any bodies. Nothing to worry about. Until we actually see autopsy results and real events being analyzed by top-quality forensic scientists, we're just being lied to. So for the past 50 different events that have happened in America, I'd like the Media Verification Alliance to find out exactly what went on at these events. What exactly happened? Yeah, not only are we dealing with the reality that many of these people probably never even existed, because that's when we've seen searches of this. I noticed an anomaly that was pretty weird. This is the only picture of a casket victim in 10 years. The open casket virtually of one person has been exposed, and this is the pastor in Charleston shooting, which, by the way, is under investigation for a money scam that they made with the PayPal money or the GoFundMe money. Yeah, there's a whole thing. Charleston church shooting actually had a huge scam about the GoFundMe money being misspent by the people. But this guy, who allegedly died, somehow had an open casket with a wax dummy where his ear is 1 inch lower than his actual ear. None of it makes any sense. And by the way, they scrubbed this entire story. There were about 5 or 6 stories about this back about, 2015? All those are gone off the internet. They're gone. You can't find them. This is the only still picture in the thumbnail category that we could find this image, which is very suspicious. That alone makes you wonder about all these events, 50 events that could be deemed false flags for all we know. So when we talk about their agenda, we have to ask ourselves, are these people being put up in front of the media as like a laughing stock to make us think that we're somehow idiots, that we're going to buy into their scam? I think the American people are far more intelligent, and they can't dumb us down fast enough to stop us from reality. And we're not going to get our guns taken away. I'm not going to let it happen as president, I'll tell you that. Your right to bear arms is paramount, and there's no reason why we should, open up the door to tyranny like that. In fact, I want to issue some sort of a police sensitivity program where we get the people in our police force to actually lower their amount of violence. Learn to be nice. I'm serious. 1,200 deaths a year occur from death by cop, and more than half of those people are unarmed. So getting a sensitivity training course is essential for our police. I would also urge a shoot to maim policy for a lot of police so that they don't shoot to kill like they have plans right now. If you pull out a little scissors from your pocket, they'll put a bullet through your heart. It's insane. It happened to a young gay man down in Florida. He was president of the gay student union, the LGBTQ union down there, and he was having a bad day. You know how in your 20s you have bad days? Well, he pulled out one of those pocket tools, with the tweezers and everything and the, pliers. Guy was shot through his heart. They killed him. Oh, wow. You got an issue going on here. We've got bad people in the show, everybody. Well, yeah, we never saw bin Laden. That was not bin Laden. And it's important to talk about that. Thanks for bringing that up, War Games. I know you're a supporter of the proverbial belief that bin Laden was killed by Barack Obama, and oh yeah, there's no way that was bin Laden. I was the guy that broke the story right after I did the show. I actually saw Alex Jones jump in his Jeep and start saying exactly what I said. And Alex Jones, they're watching our show and they're getting ideas from it. But it's funny when he passed away. Okay, yeah. When Osama bin Laden was allegedly killed, you notice none of his family members were ever interviewed. There were 9 people that were captured, that they were sent to Saudi Arabia and then on to Pakistan. Not one of his family members of Osama bin Laden's family members were actually interviewed. Yeah, so here's the picture of the guy they caught. You notice his beard is dark. It's completely dark. Right. Well, 10 years prior, a photograph of the real bin Laden was taken. Yes, indeed. Hang on. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong guy. That's that's Barack Obama. Well, let's be clear. I know, Johnny, but I think it's important to know that we were lied to. Bin Laden is still alive, by the way, according to Edward Snowden. I know that's tough for you to understand. Some of you are having a problem understanding anything. Hang on. Oh, that's not him either. Yeah, it looks kind of like him, though. CNN admits total collusion. Good. I want to take a look. Hey, Koopa, you're not allowed to do that here. Yeah, we're getting attacked right now in the shows. Don't click any links. Whoa! Hello. One moment, please. Yeah, the fact that we were lied to has a bearing on this discussion of being lied to. You know, you brought it up. I know no one cares about bin Laden anymore. I get that, but it's important to know that we're being lied to. Okay? Here's the actual photograph of the bin Laden 10 years earlier. You'll notice his gray beard was there. Well, when you get older, your beard gets grayer. And clearly, this guy on the far portion of the screen is 10 years older, but yet his beard got darker. Well, that's impossible because Osama bin Laden was a Wahhabi. Wahhabis are a very strict religious sect. Okay? Now, I know that these are not the same people, but your facial recognition capability may be less capable of detecting the real person. So what I do is I use the nose test. The nose. Yes. And in the nose test, you will see emphatically that I am right. Now I'm outlining the outside of the nose here of the fake bin Laden. Whoops. That little mistake of the mouse there, sorry. And then I'm outlining this nose right here of the real bin Laden. Notice how it's different. Well, there you have it. The nose knows it's not the same guy, so we were lied to. So the real bin Laden may very well be living in a small island in Bahamas, just like Snowden says. Yeah, it's entirely possible for him to still be alive. He was an agent for the CIA, after all. And by the way, we didn't get any of the people that killed 2,996 people at the World Trade Center. Do you have a problem with your thing? It keeps hitting 4 times when you post things. It's not beyond flimsy. That's definitely not bin Laden. It's a body double, is what it is. I'm surprised you people don't have the ability to see the obvious lie in front of your face. I guess I just have much better ability at... Oh my gosh. We were talking about Siegfried and Roy the other night, and now we're talking about another Circus Lion attack with a trainer sinking his teeth and claws in terrifying moment caught on tape, folks. Let's take a look. This is from Fox News. Well, it's really disturbing. I can't tell you how you're going to have to go ahead and get another keyboard. I recommend going to a thrift store and getting it for like $5. I mailed my info in. Yes, we're in the write-in phase of mailing. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. While performing for an audience of screaming children, apparently the lion just freaked out. Hamada Kota was attacked by the lion. He's a well-known performer in Eastern Europe, kind of like Borat, which sank its teeth into his arm and clawed his legs and back. He's lucky. Yeah. He is very lucky. What happened to Roy of Siegfried and Roy was, according to Siegfried, it was just the lion was protecting him, or the tiger was protecting Roy. According to Siegfried, Roy had a mini stroke, and the tiger was carrying him away when he severed his artery. Yeah. Anyway, whatever line they want to say, I don't care. Roy has to live with it, so they can say whatever they want. There's a guy who's claiming that they were a handler at the Siegfried and Roy the event, and he said that it didn't go down that way. But that guy, he was paid well for his job. I mean, he hasn't worked in a long time, so he's a little bit jaded, I guess. He made a lot of allegations about Roy and the way he handled I don't think that's necessary. Poor Roy has to wake up every morning with limited movement. He has a difficult time speaking because he had a stroke. You know Siegfried and Roy. Do you know who I'm talking about, or is this predates you? All right, I guess maybe some of you were born too soon. you'll probably enjoy more of this tidy cleaner called Brainwash. It's really coming at you every day in the mainstream media. You get it on a daily basis. You know, I don't have any projections on votes in 2020. Since I have been censored for the past 10 years, I really don't expect a lot of people to get me on the ballot in America because the message is being stifled. And the only way that people in America can find out about me now is for you people to talk about me. Or anyone around the world telling your family and members of your family who live in America to talk about me and to check out our show. So that's the only way I'm doing it, which is actually pretty impressive. Whoa! Anyway, that was not me in that picture, by the way. And I am not Osama bin Laden, as though you can definitely see a similar facial feature somehow. My skin tone is slightly different. But isn't it interesting to note that we have not captured anyone, really, involved in the 9/11 attack? And our government doesn't even care. You know why? I'm making you mad? Why? What's happening? What's going on, my fluffy cat? Okay. Okay, you guys have a different conversation going on? All right. YouTube is pretty much Brainwash. Brainwash and YouTube are one and the same. YouTube only allows people to talk mindless crap, and they're the ones that get promoted. Anyone who brings up real issues gets taken off YouTube. Except for a couple people, you know, but they're fun. I mean, one woman does voices. She's got a lot of YouTube hits, but she's not making any statements. She just strictly makes fun of people who scam people. Well, you love YouTube? Well, apparently you haven't checked out 153news.net. Hey, let me give you guys a link to our 153news.net Flipboard. I've got all these videos that'll blow your mind. And I've just been getting them from Scissorfight and others like Max. And it's a Flipboard I use for all the links that I store in the show. But let me give you the link to the 153 News set. It's really an interesting take on everything. You're going to get alternative views about everything here. This is a really up-and-coming site. I'm super supportive of their work. At this point, they're trying to produce all kinds of access to anybody and anyone who wants to post. And I did get an account there. I'll be posting to it as soon as I perfect a few videos. Awesome. This talks about the Vatican and their worshiping of Lucifer. That was the last video to be posted. This talks about the EMP and directed energy weapons that are hitting California, that we have proof that there's something nefarious going on in California. There's leaked footage of Justice Smollett's first court appearance. That was a parody. And it just goes on and on. They've got great stuff here, and all courtesy of the people that are really, really fighting hard to get a free venue to post. Now, isn't it weird? Here's the link, by the way, to 153 News, everybody. All of my collection so far that has come in. All right. Here it is over here. Max, you already have these links because you send me some links, and Scissorfight sends me links, but this is how I'm able to promote. Yeah. Here's a story from one person. Iran says U.S. fight against ISIS is a lie. Yeah, and then here's Glenn Johnson talking about how our two-party has failed. These videos get literally kicked off of YouTube. So you're getting a brainwash at YouTube and instead get really good top links that you'll never find anywhere else. And I'm only sending you to Flipboard not to attract attention, but to give you guys some sort of a link that you can touch down on where you can track our videos. So bookmark that link and you'll see our videos there posted. You need help. You're 66 years old and your retirement mega company Siemens is dropping your healthcare coverage. Queeks, how? Oh my gosh, Queeks is here. They were paying $5 for a month of meds. $60 annually to now $60 a month, $600 for a year. Help us get quality health care to pay for the quality meds cheaply. Yes, Queeks, thank you. Okay, Queeks, my goal is to actually get generic medicine produced in America that'll come in at a very fair price for you. And it will come under the heading of under $20 for a 30-day supply. That's what we're shooting for. So that's my fix, is getting the government to partner up with generic manufacturers to actually start competing in medicine. And this is a hybrid capitalist idea I came up with. Yeah, medicine, generic medicine. Our government is afraid to produce anything. We don't have any opportunities for government operations and production. We should, but we don't. The government should get a return on investment so that we have money coming back. And this is one of our banner areas where we could make money back. Even if it's just selling you a bottle of medicine costs us $10 to produce and you give us 20. We're not taking away from the private sector either. That's what makes hybrid capitalism so effective. We're simply competing in the free market. Something that I think everybody would love to do. We wrote a book about this. It's available on Kindle for a 99-cent download. And it's also available for a paperback, $14.99 still. This book addresses a lot of the issues that are facing the country. It's common sense solutions to problems facing our nation. And it's a way our country can actually evolve. You see, socialism is corruptible with greed. Capitalism is clearly corruptible with greed. Look at Bernie Sanders. He makes $2.3 million. He has a lot of greed. Even he, the socialist, is greedy. I would definitely give people in my room, people that we know, Mo, an opportunity to work in your area, leading in areas that may be suitable for you. Yeah, there's people we'll need in the Homestead Renewal Plan, supervisors. We're going to need people who want to develop mobile medical units. Maybe you want to work with EMT. Maybe you're an expert in the healthcare industry. Maybe you're just a person who is good at serving coffee, and you want to work at the White House. I'm open to all kinds of ideas. Yes, we will ostensibly legalize prostitution. I'm going to introduce a decriminalization plan for prostitution. We will definitely work toward legalization. It does have to be routed through Congress, but a decriminalization plan from the executive branch would be a great start. And I'll be doing that with legalized marijuana too. There won't be anybody prosecuted in America for possession of marijuana under these laws. We're also going to get Congress to back that up too. Yeah, unfortunately, Milko, you're the only view I have to oppose here, thankfully. It's just you with all your 300 different names. The guy comes in here every night, uses the same statements, identifies himself by his statements, and he wonders why he's always banned. Wow. All right. I'm glad we're not talking about Joe Biden all night and him touching the kids. We did that for the first 10 minutes of our show, but it does take a complete brain drain of our resources when we talk about weirdos and perverts. Saudi Arabia threatens to drop dollar for oil trades. Wow. Okay. Well, if they do that, then Trump will have achieved his goal working with Putin, because they have a symbiotic relationship, Saudi Arabia, Putin, and Trump. And if this happens under Trump's watch, we're assuming that this is exactly what Vladimir Putin wants, by the way. He wants foreign currencies to be introduced for Saudi Arabia, including his currency, obviously. So you're seeing the power of Putin over Saudi Arabia with this one article right here, right now. All the more reason why we should have forged a relationship with Venezuela, not been antagonistic to them. And President Maduro should have been given ample money for oil up to this point to help fund his growth as a nation. We have turned a blind eye to him and tried to install some young Barack Obama lookalike named Guaido. It's just improper. 60 viewers is a control that Mark has put in. Mark got out of control last week. The real hit counter was hitting in, and he put another limiter on it. He brought it back down. Mark is working to censor us. We're still looking for alternative broadcast shows to do a show on. I mean, I've got Periscope, iVlog, and Vaughn, but I would love to have another one. Periscope, I believe, is being censored as well. Twitter, because I know I'm censored at Twitter. When we post it, it's like we're shadow banned. Yeah. You quit your current job and got a new job with a $9 raise? Excellent, Scantron. You were making 26 an hour? Or you're making 26 an hour instead of 17. Congratulations. Good job. Thanks, Queeks. I hope you get some help, relief from... You know, you can do a GoFundMe page on your medical costs. Thank you for coming in. Queeks has been in our show for many years. Well, you should be proud of yourself, Scantron, getting an extra $9 an hour. That's awesome. Now you can start getting ahead. And be sure to not treat yourself all the time. Now, I don't drink store-bought coffee, and when I do, I usually get the senior special. But I'm making my own soft drink, as in coffee. I don't drink soft drinks. I've been making my own coffee for about 35 years, and it's great. It's saving me tons of money. You're so proud you have tears in your eyes? Wow. Well, keep the job. Try to keep an even head. You don't want to, overdo it. Walk into your job crying, going, I can't believe I got this job. They'll think you're completely, yeah. Sir, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be able to stay with us if you keep crying. I don't like cold coffee. I like hot coffee, but I'll drink cold if I have nothing. If I'm on a road trip and I got a cold cup of coffee, I start to like the cold coffee. Because when you want a cup of coffee and you're on a road trip, you got to have. Yeah, actually, I buy organic roasted beans that are ethically raised, and I get this at Costco for $17.99 a bag. I think it's like 4 pounds, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, 5 pounds. It might even be, I'm not sure how many pounds it is, but they're good. And I grind them, and I'm using a hot press now. I got one of those hot water presses. I have a cold press too. Cold takes like a day, 20 hours of soaking, but a hot press takes 4 minutes and you're ready to go. And my beans are the best beans you can get. Colombian, the finest Colombian beans in the world. My grandfather worked in the plantations, coffee plantations and banana plantations down in South America when he was a young man. And I think I have a desire to drink coffee from him. I just inherited his gene. They named a pea after, or they named a berry after my grandfather. Okay, let's see what we got here. You're right. You've heard it, 4 times now, Misanthropy? I calculate you've heard that story 4 times based on your metrics. Your account has been here approximately 1,672 times, with an average time of 7 hours of viewership. Beep. Judge orders Anthony Weiner to register as a sex offender. It's about time. Thank you, Judge. He needs to be listed in the area as a potential sex offender, posting his video or his pictures online to young kids. Yep, he spent 21 months in his prison sentence. Nears an end. You know what's amazing to me is he never squealed once about all the adrenochrome and children abductions and the 600,000 emails he had on his laptop. You notice how that never materialized? Coffee enemas are the future. Okay. I'm going to pass on the coffee.
Step by step how I do a coffee enema.
I think we're going to not talk about that right now. It's a little inappropriate. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, it is done ethically, though. She doesn't take her clothes off. Okay, well, did we have to talk about that while we're talking about this pervert here? because that's very inappropriate. Yeah, number one, Chucklehead Charlie says, never send pics of your wiener or Anthony Weiner. Yeah, don't send a picture of Anthony Weiner when somebody says, could I have a picture of your wiener? Yeah, don't ever send pictures of your wiener. It happened to Jeff Bezos. We know pretty much for a fact that his penis picture is out there. And what's most disturbing is it may be in the hands of Saudi Arabia. Jeff Bezos hired a top guy to find out if indeed it came from his brother-in-law, or his soon-to-be brother-in-law if he marries Sanchez. And it wasn't. It wasn't him at all. So that's kind of relief. He can still have a relationship with his future brother-in-law if he marries her. Jeff Bezos got off with a 75-25 divorce split. Oh, shut up. Yeah, he's almost giddy. He's so happy. So, yeah. He's not going to be smiling, though, when the Saudi Arabians decide to present his picture of his penis. They wouldn't do that, David. They would not do that. No way. Oh, I better stop that from happening. He says he's extorted. He's been extorted. He said that they're trying to extort him. I know. It's weird. I look just like him. It's bizarre. Oh, sorry. Yeah. But hopefully his penis picture won't get out, because I don't think anyone wants to see it. I hope none of you want to see his penis picture. Okay, thank you. Any requests for Michelle Obama's penis? We have that on
designing and building a
uh-oh. Another tiny house video. Hang on. It's getting more intense every single show. We just have this endless loop of tiny house videos. This one's going to blow our mind. I got to take a quick peek. Do you mind?
tiny house on wheels as a couple can be a real challenge.
You're telling me. Let's take a look. Whoa. Looking good. Whoa. Yeah, I love that. It looks like a smokehouse. That is cool, man. Well, this will be in our show today. Oh, they're growing things inside. That's nice. Ooh, nice. It's going to blow our mind. Oh, my gosh. We're going to step it up to the higher level. We're moving on up to the, the higher level. Not affiliated with any sitcom ever produced. Oh, the video cannot play. It's got an error code. I guess Anthony Weiner had it scrubbed just like the 600,000 emails of Hillary Clinton off his laptop. Okay. Now, Joe Biden is now claiming the kid gave him permission. Okay, permission for what? What did Creepy Joe do this time? Facing accusations, he jokes. He says, by the way, he gave permission to touch me.
By the way, he gave me permission to touch him. All right? Well, I don't want you to have to stand all along, but it's up to me. By the way, he gave me permission to touch him. All right? Why did you sit me?
Oh my gosh, he's making a joke about inappropriate touching of children. Can you believe this guy? Wonder Woman. No, I don't have any Linda Carter videos right now. Can you